There are some things, you know, I thought the idea of a repairman was kind of like obsolete, but some things still require a repairman. Like my dryer and washer, it's like a combo unit, you know? And that shit needed a repairman so desperately, it's crazy. The heating element or something, I don't know what the fuck it is, got blown. So then I had to call a repairman. He fucking fixed it. It's never been better. And it sucks. My old house, well, it was a condo, but it was so ghetto, dude. Like, the owners of the condo, Mickey Mouse, rigged, like, the ventilation shaft. So, the guy, I hired a chimney sweep, and, dude, I don't even want to get into the chimney sweep. He pulled up, I don't remember what happened, but he was pissed off at me. I don't remember what happened. I think it was that he was late, and I was like, I called him, I was like, what the hell, dude? It's like 11 o'clock, you said 10 o'clock, and he's like, I said between 10 and 12. And I was like, well, I didn't know that, I didn't think you did, and it's late, so I'm trying to see where you're at, where are you? And he's like, we haven't given... He said some fucking chimney sweep shit about how, like, there's traffic and the chimney sweeping business hasn't been the same in the last 30 years and we can't give immediate scheduling. We have to give you a window estimate because of traffic. Give me a fucking 200-word essay about this shit, right? So I already wasn't happy about this guy. And then he shows up and I see him and I'm like, alright, he's not happy, so let me be extra nice to him. So I'm like, hey man, you know, sorry about the misunderstanding, you know, I just want to get this shit sorted out. So then he's like, it's all good, bro. And then he looks at me and then he grabs, we're talking like a 65-year-old biker, white dude with a big mustache, and you know he has a Harley or some fucking bike, right? And he looks at me and he goes, it's all good. And then he grabs a giant top hat and he puts it on his head. I'm not even kidding. And he's like, I'm ready. So he starts investigating my shit to like sweep out my... It's not a chimney, but it's the same kind of guy, I guess. I don't know, I was new. But it turns out that if you need your chimney swept or you need any kind of tubing or anything in your house, this is not sexual shit. Just regular shit in your house. If you need it, like, blown, not sexual. So this guy checked out my fucking dryer because it wasn't drying my clothes. I mean, I'd have to dry these clothes for like 2 hours, dude, and it shit still wouldn't even be dry. Like, what the hell did I buy this piece of shit for? And they were like, it's working fine. I called the repair. First, I called the dryer guy that I bought it from, and he was like, nah, this is your problem because this vent is clogged. Then I called the chimney sweep guy, and he was like, no, dude, the vent isn't clogged. This vent is trash. This apartment is made out of trash, and you live in the ghetto, and this is supposed to be a fucking like 6-inch tube, and it's like a fucking narrow urethra. Your tube has a narrow urethra. It's not even clogged. It's just narrow. So your dryer can't breathe. It's like the blowhole of a whale being plugged. You can't, you know? So then it fucked up my dryer. The whole dryer got blown out and the heating element got blown out. So I mean, I just got a brand new dryer, right? I'm talking top of the line, premium, you know, the best one they had. And then that shit doesn't even work. It never worked. From the day I bought it, that shit didn't work because of my shitty ass tube that I had. Anyway, so I moved out of that fucking shanty town, that village I lived in. And now we live in a normal house. And there's a normal tube. And it fucking dries my shit perfectly. Praise be. Happy ending, right? Oh yeah, I didn't tell you about the repairman part. The repairman, man, this is... I called a guy to fix my shit because the heating element busted on my dryer unit. And it's this Korean dude. This Korean guy shows up. And he was cool, he meant well. And all I did was Google it, right? But I don't know how I end up with these guys. This guy sucked. What was I getting at here? Oh yeah. Man, this guy couldn't have done the fucking job without me. What kind of a repairman needs your help to do the fucking job, and then at the end of the job asks the guy who helped him to pay him? Shouldn't you be paying me? I helped you do your fucking job. He couldn't have done it without me. He needed me to do all this stuff. You know, like hold this shit and, you know, I mean, dude, I'm not your fucking sidekick, man. Aren't you supposed to be a repair? I called you. Anyway. Yeah, that was clutch. Oh my god! Oh my god! Anyway, how the fuck did you guys get me telling you that fucking, you know, onion on my belt story? Chimney sweep. That guy was crazy, dude. He put on a top hat. I couldn't believe my eyes. And with a straight face. Because, you know, okay, the reason the substantial part of the top hat was, first of all, his attitude over the phone was very coarse. He had no, like, personable skills. He sounded like a fucking douche. And then he was a douche. So he didn't just sound like one, he was one. He was a dick, right? And then the voice became a real person, and I saw him. And he looked like an asshole, too. So, I mean, he had one of those faces. Look at these two fucking morons. What are you two doing? Anyway, he had one of those faces where it looked like he hasn't smiled once in the last 15 years. His face doesn't do that anymore. That's what he looked like. Like, you couldn't get this motherfucker to smile, right? So, I got him to smile later on. It took long enough. I had to tenderize that motherfucker with jokes. But I got him eventually, stupid bitch. Anyway, I got him. But my point is, when he put that hat on, I was like, what? Is this guy for serious? How are you going to be such an asshole and put that hat on? That's not a hat that an asshole wears. That's a hat that someone that's fucking cool wears, right? Like Abraham Lincoln or, you know, anyone else that's, I mean, I guess Bibulus, but he doesn't wear that shit anymore. I don't know, whatever. My story fell apart if you think about Bibulus. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that the way he looked like an asshole and the way he put the hat on, it just was funny. I mean, how are you not supposed to laugh? This guy's a dick. And he looks like an asshole and he sounds like an asshole. He's got no customer service. And he just put a fucking top hat on before he gets to work being a chimney sweep. Are you joking me or what? What is this? Is this a joke? Oh shit, this could be a joke. Oh fuck, there's no bonfire here. Ah! Oh shit, what the hell? Just gonna fall out of the sky like a beautiful big titty woman?